When you are in light, everything follows you. But when you enter into the dark, even your own shadow does not follow you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second part of chapter number 5, Refraction Through a Lens. Today, let us study some of the important technical terms related to lens. Before beginning, let us revise the things that we have already studied. Lens is a transparent refracting medium bounded by either two spherical surfaces or one spherical surface and the other surface plane. Lenses are of two kinds, convex or converging lens and concave or diverging lens. Number 1. Convex or converging lens. A convex lens is thick in its middle and thin at the periphery. A convex lens may be of three kinds. Number 1. Biconvex or double convex or equiconvex. Number 2. Plano-convex. Number 3. Concavo-convex. Now the second type of lens is concave lens or diverging lens. A concave lens is thick at its periphery and thin in the middle. A concave lens may be of three types. Number 1. Biconcave or double concave or equiconcave. Second type of concave lens is plano-concave. And the third type of concave lens, convexo-concave. Look in the diagram. Lens can be considered as being made up of a rectangular slab at the center and one each prism on either side of this rectangular glass slab. A convex lens in its upper part has a prism with its base downwards and in its lower part has a prism with its base upwards. And a concave lens in its upper part has a prism with its base upwards and in its lower part has a prism with its base downwards. Now let us study the terms that are related to a lens. Number 1. Center of curvature. Curvature means sphere or a circle. We know a lens has two surfaces. Each surface of a lens is a part of a sphere. The center of the sphere, whose part is the lens surface, is called the center of curvature. Since lens has two spherical surfaces, so there are two centers of curvature in a lens. In figure, C1 and C2 are the centers of curvature of the two surfaces. Please note, for convex lens, C1 is on the right and C2 is located on the left, while for a concave lens, C1 is to the left and C2 is to the right. Second point, radius of curvature. The radius of the sphere, whose part is the lens surface, is called radius of curvature of that surface of the lens. In the diagram, for convex lens, PC1 and PC2 are radii of curvature. And in the diagram for concave lens, P1C1 and P2C2 are the radii of curvature. Number 3. Principal axis. Principal axis is the line joining the centers of curvature of the two surfaces of a lens. In figure, the line C1-C2 is the principal axis. It can extend on either side of the lens. Number 4. Optical center. It is a point on the principal axis of the lens such that A ray of light passing through this point emerges parallel to its direction of incidence. The optical center is the center of lens. Please note, generally the lens is very thin. So the shift is very small and it can be ignored. Therefore, a ray of light directed towards the optical center of a thin lens can be considered to pass through the lens undeviated and undisplaced as shown in the figure. Now number 5, principal focus or principal foci. A ray of light can enter a lens from either side. Therefore, a lens has two principal foci on either side of the lens. These are known as first focal point or first focus f1 and the second focal point or second focus f2. If the medium is same on either side of the lens, the two foci are situated at equal distance from the optical center. First focal point. For a convex lens, the first focal point is a point f1 on the principal axis of the lens such that the rays of light coming from it after refraction through the surface of the lens becomes parallel to the principal axis of the lens. For a concave lens, the first focal point is a point f1 on the principal axis of the lens such that the incident rays of light appearing to meet at it after refraction from the lens becomes parallel to the principal axis of the lens. Now second focal point. For a convex lens, the second focal point f2 on the principal axis of the lens such that the rays of light incident parallel to the principal axis after refraction from the lens passes through it. And for a concave lens, second focal point is a point f2 on the principal axis of the lens such that the rays of light incident parallel to the principal axis after refraction from the lens appear to be diverging from that point. Number 6, focal plane. We know focal point or focus is when rays of light coming parallel to principal axis meet or appear to meet at a point. But if rays are not parallel to principal axis but are oblique and parallel to each other, they meet at a point. That point is on a focal plane. We get a focal plane when we draw a perpendicular on the focal point. So, a plane normal to the principal axis passing through the focus is called focal plane. So, a lens has two focal plane since it has two focus. Number 7, focal length. The distance of focus or focal point from the optical center of a lens is called its focal length. Now let us study some important points to remember. Number 1, if the medium on both sides of a lens is same, its first and second focal length are equal. Number 2, usually when we say focus, we mean the second focal point. Number 3, a convex lens has real focus, while in a concave lens, the focus is virtual. Number 4, if a beam of light incident parallel to the principal axis, they meet or appear to meet at a point called focus. But if parallel beam of light is incident obliquely, they meet or appear to meet on a point which lies on the second focal plane of the lens. Number 5, focal length depends on two factors. Number 1, refractive index of the material of lens. They are inversely proportional. More the refractive index, less is the focal length. Number 2, radii of curvature of the lens. That means a thick lens has less focal length than thin lens of the same material. Number 6, if a part of lens is covered, its focal length remains unchanged. Only the amount of light entering the lens decreases, due to which the intensity of the image formed by the lens decreases. But position, size and nature of the image formed by it do not change. So that's the end of today's class. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. With this thought, let me conclude. Thank you. Have a great day. May God bless you all.